Hi, y'all. Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. It is, wow, it's Tuesday already. Terrific Tuesday, as I like to say. Monday, the best day of the work week, excuse me, is gone. We're on the road again in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're at Dr. Snow's office, of course, Acupuncture Integrated Medical Systems, as they like to call it. We'll be here until 11 o'clock. Come on out, say hi. I've already visited with 3 or 4 fans and appreciate it. Matter of fact, before I get to this, I got to thank John Morris of Morris Maytag. The guy was really a gentleman. He came. I met John a long time ago. John comes over here and visit with me a few minutes. Had a couple of veterans that have come by and visit with me early this morning. And one guy is going to have the same procedure that Matty had, and I'll get to that later too with the hearing aid deal. And he was telling me they get ready to do that to him. His nerves and all was fine. He was a veteran, a guy that's still working. But then John Morris comes over here, and from Morris Maytag walks over here, and he's got cash. So I know y'all going, oh, what is he paying you off? No, he's not. He comes here, and he says he has a granddaughter. He has a granddaughter named Maddie, just like you, and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, I want you to give this to Maddie and take her out to eat. And so he gave me some money, and I said, you've got to be joking. Don't do that. But anyway, and I'm not going to fight with people. So I got the money for Maddie for her to go out to eat. So this is good news because when I hand it to Maddie, Maddie's going to take Daddy out to eat. And you know the best thing Maddie loves to do in the whole world? Go out to eat. That's one of her favorite things to do in the whole world. Anyway, John, thank you so much. Morris Maytag, which is right across from Dr. Snow's office. We're talking acupuncture, integrated medical systems. And, of course, Dr. Snow joins me. Dr. Snow, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you?
Well, I'm hanging in there despite me, man. You look great. You got yourself in shape, and you stayed in shape.
It's hard.
Oh, I know it's hard because they brought some great food from us over here, and I didn't hesitate, and you hesitated.
Yes. I couldn't stand watching you.
It was fun. He had to get up because I had to eat breakfast this morning. And do y'all remember the name of the place that you got?
Harvest Fresh. It just opened up on the corner of Lake Street and Sale.
Well, the 18 sandwiches I ate was pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, the food was really good. I'm being honest with you. So I just wanted to give him a little plug. Doc sit here. He could not stand watching me devour this stuff right before I went on there.
Well, you were taunting me. That was...
Me? Ask any politician alive. That's just not true. Anyway, Dr. Snow. Folks, if you don't know, some of you people heard about Dr. Snow. Y'all have called. Today's a great day to ask questions. He'll be in and out as usual. But if you want some question, Doc deals with pain. And if you got pain, I'm not talking about your spouse. If you got pain in your body, he's done a great job of helping a lot of people because my audience has responded to Dr. Snow. And I'm telling you, because some people think something's too good to be true. That's not true when it comes to this. And so people have come to Dr. Snow. He specialized in drugless pain relief. And Doc, let's talk a little bit about it because I want people to know they can ask questions today on my program, 844-766-6607. The Hickson has a hotline.
Yes.
He does not mind answering the questions for you right now to see if he can help you. All right, acupuncture integrated medical system. And Doc, this is for people that don't listen to us every day. Somebody that may be a new listener to the program. Talk about what you do. Talk about your company. By the way, this is in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I want people to know that.
We have, I think, the only outcome-based medical clinic in the whole United States. What I mean by that is if you have pain from any cause, it doesn't matter from what, female problems, herniated discs, arthritis, doesn't matter what.
Somewhere in your body.
Anywhere. Headaches. If you don't get 50% or better relief on your very first visit, we don't charge you. We don't charge your insurance. We don't bill VA. You have to have an outcome. And so our livelihood depends on you getting what you came here for.
And the people he's talking about, folks, is you've been in pain for a while, and a lot of people, and we've talked about this before, have went through the process of trying everything, from an operation to whatever. What you're doing is a new type of medicine. It's a different medicine than people have been normally practicing, and that's what people need to hear. So if you got pain anywhere, you need to give them a call because the first visit, you come here, you get to go in there. If you don't have 50% plus in relief, then you don't pay anything.
That's
you walk right out of here. So and this is the good news, Doc, and this is what I like when I like talking to you. If I come see you, I'm going to tell you better relief. You're not going to tell me. I'm going to tell you.
Well, all we do here is all living things are designed, created to self-heal. And all we do is initiate the healing process and move it through the 4 phases of healing. If you work with the body and listen to the body, it will heal. It's designed to. It wants to. Homeostasis is what biological medicine calls this. Your body wants to heal. And all we do is initiate that process and push it through.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But talk about let's talk about this, because there are people driving around going, yeah, but he didn't. He probably never dealt with what I have. What are some of the common things that you see that you can help people with, and the pain goes away and it never comes back? Because right now, I mean, you can grab a bunch of different things that you do deal with on a daily basis.
Plantar fasciitis, arthritic knees, or people whose knees have gone out, hip pain. People who are maybe scheduled to have surgery on their hip for hip replacement, about 80% of those we can prevent that from happening.
On hip surgery, and I hear a lot of people get that.
Herniated discs, we're good for up to 17 millimeters. They'll be reabsorbed and the pain will go away. And neck pain, radiculopathy from neck pain, like you have a disc pressing on a nerve and you can't feel your hands and fingers, or you have tingling down your arms.
Boy, neck and stuff like that is big. So you hear a lot of neck stuff.
Migraine headaches, female problems, even fibroids if you have pain associated with them. PMS, IBS, digestive problems like GERD, things. Like this will have pretty much an immediate response.
Yeah, so it makes it. What I want to do is let people know you've tried everything. You talk about it before. People come to you to the last, well, let me go try Dr. Snow. I've tried everything else, and they don't even have to do that. They can come to you first. Because when you come in here, if it doesn't work out, 50%, between 50 and 100% positive results, they walk out of here.
That's
they don't pay anything.
Yeah, and some people make the mistake of saying, oh, they'll walk out of here with 100% relief. Most people get out of here with 80 to 100% on the first visit. They think the problem's gone and then give up on themselves.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because this is very important. We need people to understand this is not a one-visit, walk-out miracle deal.
No.
It's not what you're doing. What you're doing is talk about what you're doing, because it's a 10, 15, 20 visits. And people need to understand that.
10 to 20 visits. It's a process. Most people have had their pain for a long time, and it's not going away overnight. I mean, it might seem like it on the first visit, but it's not. You have to reteach the body to heal, and it's a process. Now, 1 out of 20 or 30 patients, 1 or 2 visits, they do get better. But I hate it when that happens, because they go tell all their friends, then their friends come in here, and it doesn't happen that way most of the time.
No, so you need to know, and this is what I would advise people to do. If you're having the type pain Doc is talking about, make the phone call. They can tell you on the phone that they think they can help you or not. So why not make the phone call? It's a free call. You call up the clinic and let people talk to you about it. Let me give out the number, Doc. By the way, they're located in Lake Charles, 4415 Lake Street. You can't miss it. Here's the number, 337-475-8. Is that 8 or 6?
6.
Okay, my eyes are getting bad. 6334. No, I got it. 337-475-6334. Yeah, my eyes, and the numbers are small. So 337-475-6334. You owe it to yourself to call Dr. Snow. And I'm telling y'all, people that have these pain problems and they just can't get rid of them, this is your answer. And if it's not your answer, then you have a bigger problem. But this can be your answer if you give it a shot.
And if it's not your answer, you're not out anything but gas and time, because you're not going to be paying me anything.
Doc, what are some of the, and let's go back over some of the other stuff. What are some of the simple things that people may not even be thinking of? I know you talked about with the hands and things like that, and arthritis, things like that. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people say, I've tried everything, there's no way it works.
I'm not sure your question.
I'm just saying arthritis.
Arthritis.
Sometimes people think arthritis is I just can't get rid of it, so I've tried everything.
It will absolutely go away. Everything, I do have trouble. I have to put a little asterisk here. Rheumatoid arthritis is not so easy to deal with. But all the other arthritis types, like osteoarthritis, all the rest of them, we can deal with very rapidly. Rheumatoid arthritis is a different creature, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not real successful with
Well, but that's what I like about you. I think you've been real honest with people, and in your office is going to be honest with them if they can help you or not. And then when they get here, if you can help them, the patient gets to turn around and tell you, you know what, that feels a lot better.
Oh yeah, I've had them start crying on the table. I thought I hurt them or something. I'd like to let you know too that we do specialize in neurological conditions like neuropathy, neuralgia, especially if it's in the feet or hands. All different types, idiopathic, diabetic, but we're not so great with chemotherapy induced. We're about 50-50 on that one. Again, you'll know on the first treatment, but that one's that's a heavy metal poisoning. It's very hard to deal with.
Wow.
But most other types.
All right, let me do this again. Here's the number to his office, 337-475-6334. If you want to ask him something on the air, just dial my hotline number, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. You can talk to him right now. We're going to take a break. More of the Moon Griffon Show. We got some politics and stuff mixed in. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show here at AIMSsystem.com. Acupuncture Integrated Medical System, Dr. Donald Snow in Lake Charles. We'll take a break. Be right back. Well, welcome back, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline as we carry around the whole state of Louisiana and beyond. Of course, we get parts of Texas and Mississippi as well. We had Acupuncture Integrated Medical System, Dr. Snow. Folks, if you got pain anywhere, you need to give these folks a call. There's a bunch of people here working on them right now. The number at the office is 337-475-6334 for Dr. Snow. If you got a question or so, we can always get him back on and answer questions. It's not a problem at all. By the way, as predicted by your host, the 3rd Congressional District, IGL's turned it into a sour race. They already started beating Clay Higgins up. Anything the man's ever done. It's amazing that you've been in politics 30 years. You can't win on your merit. You can't win on your speeches about the Boudreaux and the Thibodeaux and the Sheffields and the Allfields and all that craziness. So now you got to beat somebody up. How weak are you? How weak are you? And I told you this was coming. Sent out another letter. It's pounding everything about Higgins because they can't win head up. They can't even get close to winning head up. He's done if the Trump people go vote. Done. Besides, last night I was at a function in Lake Charles where I'm here today, and they showed numbers around a district who won what, and it was amazing. Angel won all the Democrat-heavy districts. Now, if he was Mr. Republican and Mr. Conservative, he wouldn't be winning those districts, but that's where his vote's at. So I told you what Timmy Tebow does. They're going to burn Higgins' house down. That's what their goal is, burn it down, because people are tired of the Angels, but if he can get enough people to hate Higgins, that's how he wins. And I thought it was odd that I just watched that in the presidential race happening right here in the state of Louisiana, where the press hated on Trump so bad, it ended up winning. And that's what they're doing now. That's a shame. Remember, Scott Argel's been a lifetime politician. I don't know if he's ever had another job. And the only thing they can do is beat down somebody to win. That is Timmy Tebow, Bobby Jindal's right-hand man, who's doing this. He's running into the ground. They're going to run Higgins into the ground. Okay? And that's all they can do. I think it's just a shame that, we don't vote for anybody anymore, so we can't beat somebody. 71% of the people that knew me best rejected me, don't want Angel. So let me make sure nobody votes for Higgins so I can win as I work Democrats below. I'm just amazed. I sit here and watch this in the presidential race. Now you got to watch it in the 3rd Congressional race, the 3rd Congressional District race. He's so strong, with all these speeches. Then why does he have to just tear and rip somebody down? But that's what he's doing. That's all he's got. That's all he's got. One of Jindal's sycophants sent out a mailer yesterday who's helping Scott Angel's campaign, and all these things because there's a movement apparently. I didn't know that about him, not in the Republican Party. There's some people trying to get the Republicans to endorse Higgins, and boy, they're doing everything they can to stop that. They don't want no part of that. But the bottom line is he's working on the left, and that's who he is. Scott's the leftist Democrat. It doesn't matter if he says he's a Republican. Ryan Cross is the guy's name. Guess what? Another Bobby Jindal guy. I know Ryan's a nice guy, but he's doing the same thing that these politicians do. They can't beat anybody, so they defame people. Scott has nothing to run on. He's running on a speech he gave 8 years ago in the Cajun Dome at I was there, an oil and gas deal. It was a big deal. They had about 10,000 fans there. He gave a great speech. I'll give him that. He knows how to give a speech. That's it. He's bought and paid for by the right and the left. And what I mean is Republican and Democrat. He's the windshield wiper candidate. He can kiss both sides of the cheeks. That's who he is. And so what he's got to do is they got to run Higgins. Whether you like Higgins or not, whether you think he's a good guy or not, it's not the point. They got to run somebody because that's Timmy Tebow. That's Jindal's guy. And John Gell's always been Jindal's guy, but he's also working on the left with the Blancos. So, folks, you do what you got to do in this race. I did run into some people last night that said they had enough of it already. They had enough of Angel and some of the stuff they're doing. But you got to understand what they're doing. They've got to ruin somebody's life to make their life better. They got to ruin somebody's life so he can go to Congress, so he can keep running for office, so he can keep getting a paycheck. Because he's not going in the private sector and start a business on his own. I can promise you he wouldn't know how to do that. Okay, I already played the tape, and I'll play it again up the road of him going to Washington, already embarrassing us, dealing with him that he knew everything about the oil and gas industry, and when he gets up there, I mean, they just flat out laid that dude out. And you can tell, it's already blown my mind how negative in just a couple days that Angel has to go. Man, Angel thought he was so loved, and everybody loved him and wanted him. Oh, Scott. Then why's he got to go negative? Because I'll tell you why he's going negative. People are tired of people like him. So he's got to break people down and get people not to like Higgins. Higgins ain't a perfect man. Scott's not either, folks. They just never broke him down. I mean, these people around that sinkhole, you think they're happy with Scott? The people that watched him knife Vitter and put a Democrat in as the governor, and all we're doing is getting raised taxes. You think people like him? No. So he's got to run hard left. He's running hard left under the table. Just won't be honest because he's not an honest guy. So what they got to do is let's run Higgins so I can be a congressman. That's pretty sad. You know, you got 29% with 100% name recognition. And they are, I'm telling you, that we win in their pants right now. They know they're in trouble. So what they got to do is let me ruin somebody's life. When we get back, Brandon, I sent you that Lou Dobbs piece on Paul Ryan, and I want to play that when we get back if you can get that loaded up for me. Anyway, let's take a break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. I'm at Dr. Donald Snow, and, of course, Acupuncture Integrated Medical Systems in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana. We'll take a break and be right back. Welcome back, Moon Griffon Show on the road again in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our friends at Cumulus Broadcasting, and of course, KAOK, 1400 AM, Super Talk. By the way, we've been there 17 and a half years now in Lake Charles at KAOK, and we are so grateful and thankful for Cumulus and our good friends at KAOK. We're here at Acupuncture Integrated Medical System, Dr. Donald Snow. If you got pain, you owe it to yourself to make the phone call. All I do is make the phone call. If it's not for you, then you can find out real quick. But if they can help you, they're going to let you know. Here's the number, 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. And let Dr. Donald Snow help y'all. All righty. Brandon has a piece. Lou Dobbs really went after Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan wants to keep his speakership. They're getting ready to vote on this, and there's nobody running against him according to what Dobbs is saying. Listen to Lou Dobbs. Paul Ryan needs to go. I mean, he needs to go. We need a new speaker and a new Senate president, and he needs to go. Dobbs really got after him yesterday. Listen to Lou Dobbs.
Tomorrow, Speaker Paul Ryan running unopposed for re-election. This is the same Ryan who was working more closely with President Obama than his own conference, who, dare I mention this, who betrayed his party's nominee for president. Ryan, after all, was on a losing, not winning Republican ticket just 4 years ago, and he was crushed in a debate that year by none other than Joe Biden. This is the same overfull Hamlet who took a month to endorse Trump after he became the presumptive nominee, who said he had a, quote, obligation to call out Trump. He slammed Trump, attacked his immigration proposals. Ryan criticized and deferred and never once advocated for Trump. It was 1 week ago, last Monday, that he said to a radio talk show host, quote, "No one person controls this party," when he should have been speaking for the top of the ticket. And I think it's clear Ryan believed Trump would lose the election. Ryan kept waving his silly Better Way agenda pamphlet around. Not the Trump proposals, not the party's platform. Ryan reminds me of the story Trump told throughout his campaign. He quoted the poem about a woman taking in an ailing snake.
Now she stroked his pretty skin and then she kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake. You knew everything about me before you took me in."
And indeed we do. Ryan has made clear to all, to his fellow Republicans, to the nation, what he is, what he's capable of, and who he is, and there's no cure for that. I sure do hope I'm wrong about all this. I just don't have any evidence whatsoever that I am. The rest of it is up to Ryan. We'll see.
And that was about as powerful a speech as I could imagine, or Lou Dobbs telling Trump, "Don't keep Paul Ryan." He doesn't need to keep Paul Ryan. He needs to move on. It was no doubt what he needs to do. And yet Lou Dobbs is the one called it out. And I don't understand why Congress is going to be changed out. Some of them will. Why don't you wait till the new Congress comes in to vote for the new speaker? I'm asking people, why do you have to vote with the same old you got new House members and all that, a new Congress, shouldn't they vote for their own speaker, not the ones that are sitting there right there? And to vote Paul Ryan in would be just devastating, because this guy was a big pusher of President Obama, and he hated Trump. So all of a sudden you're going to put him back as speaker. It's a 2-year gig, and you're going to leave him there to fight against your agenda? That doesn't make any sense. And what Trump was doing, Doc, was he was talking about the old lady that had an injured snake, picked the snake up and cuddled him and kept him real close, and the snake bit him. And the woman said, I took care of you. I loved on you. She said, "You knew what I was. I was a snake. I was a snake when you picked me up. I was a snake when I bit you." And I thought that was a great line, I thought, anyway. So, anyway, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline if you'd like to talk to Donald Snow. He's back with me. Also, he'd like to answer any questions. You're going down the road going, "Yeah, but can they help me?" Here's a great time to ask him. And, of course, you can call the office number and let them see if they can help you. That's 337-475-6334. Well, you just went in there and helped another patient. That was quick. That was quick.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Well, Doc, you open Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
People ask me all the time, what about insurance? Do you take insurance? Do you not take insurance? How does that work for them?
We do take insurance. We don't take Medicare, unfortunately, because you have to call your congressman for that. And if it means that much to you, call your congressman. And they need to write it into law. Once that happens, it'll be written into all insurance automatically. But of course,
but insurance. People just ask because some people still pay cash, some people pay insurance.
Some people do.
And you got the process of 10 to 20 visits that I want people to know about. But Doc, when people come in here, I guarantee people come in here with doubt, especially when they tried everything else.
Absolutely. They come in here with doubt, very skeptical. And when they come in here, I don't try and brainwash them. You can ask anyone sitting in the waiting room here.
Well, you can't, because they're the ones going to tell you if they got better.
I tell them, I don't know if I can help you, but you're going to know in about 10 minutes. Then you tell me, because I don't always know. I'm not a prognosticator. I'm just a...
Now, one of the things you've always said, by the way, Joe Cerrone told me to tell you hi. He said he can come see you at 2 in the morning. He said, "Tell Doc I'm coming if I can come at 2 in the morning, because that's when the pain in my back hurts." I said, "Doc ain't open at 2 in the morning."
If he brings the Starbucks, I'll do it for him.
but one of the reasons I brought that up jokingly, but I brought it up, was you want people to come here with the pain. They can't don't come tell you about the pain. Show you where it hurts and it needs to be. Why is that?
If you don't have any pain, there's nothing to treat now, is there? You have to have something to treat. And also, I have to know if I'm able to help you. And if you have no pain, you're going to walk out with no pain. So how do I know if I've helped you? And remember, I don't accept any kind of remuneration if I don't help you. And I wouldn't be able to get paid because you had nothing to begin with.
Yeah. Well, so
yeah.
it is important they come with the pain. That's what That's what Joe Cerrone was joking about. He said, "I don't hurt him today. I hurt him at night."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I don't think he's got a 24-hour clinic."
No,
But anyway, he was joking. But I thought, it's a great question because if you come in here and say, every time I go to the doctor, it don't hurt, but when I leave, it hurts. Maybe you ought to work at the doctor's office, you wouldn't hurt as much.
That's right.
But those are the type things you have to help people get on their feet.
Yeah, I really want to help folks. They've been pushed around, scraped around through this system.
We've had guests on here before, people that were not even able to work, now back at work.
Oh, yes. We get a lot of folks, especially like VA is sending more and more people. These folks are 80, 90% disabled, and probably 80% of them that come through here are able to work when I'm done with them. They have no pain. Their problem's gone.
And the reason I bring that up, you got people out there, like you said, hurt backs, discs, necks, and all of a sudden they're out of work and they can't work anymore, or they can't work for a while, or they're waiting to get on there. What a great time to come see you.
That's it.
Because, if you come in with the pain and say, look, my neck, I just can't work like this, that would be a great time to come see you because a lot of people are like red-blooded Americans. They want to go work, and you can't work when you live in pain.
And I know the holiday season's coming up, and they don't want to be in pain for that either.
No, they want to hunt and visit and drive and travel. And I just think if people will call you, and you can find out before they ever get here if they think they can help you. They may call, and you can't help them with something, that's okay. Dr. Snow's number again, he's in Lake Charles, Louisiana, 337-475-6334. A lot of people have made the drive all the way in here to be tickled to death when they left.
All you have to lose is your pain.
Yep. Yeah. I like that. That's pretty good. All right, quick break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Take a break. Be right back. Oh, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, we're here at Acupuncture Integrated Medical Systems in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana. And Dr. Donald Snow, and of course, they're located 4415 A Lake Street. And it was easy to find. If I could find a doc, anybody can find it. Dr. Snow, my special guest. And all they're trying to do is help you get rid of your pain. And if your husband or your wife's the pain, we're not talking about that. We're talking about real pain in your body from head to toe. You mentioned something. I hear people talk about this. I guess since it's never hit me. If something don't hit you, sometimes you don't understand it. I understand that. But migraines. And there are people, I know. As a matter of fact, I meant to talk to him the other day. I was driving here yesterday, and he mentioned his son. He's got a young son who plays sports and stuff. He's a sophomore, but he talks about him having them migraines. And I thought, he's a young kid. I don't know how they're going to, out of Monroe, but I don't know how they're going to get there. But you have helped people with migraines and get rid of migraines. Because I know people that get them and they never get rid of them. They have them basically their whole life, and they just deal with them instead of, and I'm not saying they hadn't tried to fix them, because they probably tried to fix them, but they didn't come see you yet.
That's right. We do very well with migraines. We do have failures. I mean, we don't have
Doc,
100%.
you've always said you ain't going to fix everybody.
But about 90% of them, which is pretty good, respond. All you have to do is bring your headache here. It doesn't even have to be bad when you come.
Just have one.
But you got to have the pain, because I've got to be able to, when I find it, it's going to go away. And if it goes away, I found the cause. And if I found the cause, we can remove it. And that's another big reason why you have to come here with your pain, so I can find what's going on.
Yeah, and go back to what we talked about earlier with work, and you help females with female problems. You hear about all this stuff until it hits you and stays with you. You don't really think about it a whole lot.
Absolutely. A lot of people just give up on themselves, and a lot of people hear about us. They know we're here, but they still don't want to do it because they're afraid of the needle, or they think it's too good to be true, or I'm going to get them. I don't know what they're thinking. But,
well, you got people that you got pain management clinics out there that have worked for some people, and but a lot of times the pain, and I know this going through some family members way back, that it's pain management. What you're talking about is getting rid of pain.
That's right.
If somebody has a choice, okay, pain management that you've been trying.
When you see the word management, you know they're not.
Well, then in your case, you're trying to say, why don't we just get rid of it if we can?
Induce the body to heal. When you cut yourself, let's say you cut yourself real bad, and it takes a month to heal, but it's healed after a month. A year from now, when you're driving down the road, does it spontaneously start bleeding again?
No.
Why?
It's healed.
That's right. And that's what anything in your body has the ability to do.
So you have a chance to get
Self-heal.
that done.
That's right.
And that's what, like you said, even with a broken bone, if it's put back in place, it
The
grows
body
back in
is
and it works.
amazing.
There's no doubt about it. And Dr. Snow, folks, by the way, is number 337-475-6334. You can also get on a program with us if you want to ask him a question. And I know how this goes. A couple of you folks start calling. Everybody wants to know about that particular deal. Doc can tell you. He may can tell you right now if he can help you. I've heard you tell people on this program, yes, I can, and no, I can't. Now, you can't ask for anything more than honesty. I wish we had that in the politicians. You ought to run for office, Doc. You're one of the few people tell the truth.
Oh, no.
At least when somebody calls you, can you do this? You can say no. You won't just make it up and start talking about
They'd
the
be
Boudreaux and the
calling me
Thibodeaux.
names, too. You know.
Oh, yeah, because if you told the truth, they'd get mad at you, too. Trust me, I go through it on a daily basis.
I wouldn't want to do that for all the time.
No, but once again, go over some of the things that maybe people don't know you can help them with. There's a few things, maybe, in other words, I know you do arthritis and you do things like that. There's some things out there that people have that they just never, what comes in here sometime and goes, you know, and you hear it a lot and they go, I tried everything, but I never tried you.
That's right, never tried you.
You know, and it's something on the feet, the bottom of the feet, whatever.
Oh, plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, sinus, chronic sinus problems.
You can help with that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
big,
And
especially
that's
this time of
immediate,
year.
too, on the table. That's immediate. All these things, most of the things I talk about are immediate. You're going to get an immediate response. Things like women especially have dropped bladders or they have incontinence. Usually what we'll do is we'll treat them, but they're not going to know till that evening. You know, they have to go to they have
Sure,
to.
sure.
But I'll say, go ahead and you don't pay today, but if this works for you and you're going to know tonight, then it's not going to last very long, but you're going to feel a difference. Then book next week, and if you make your appointment next week, pay me for today.
You told me many times that you've had people that were getting ready to have surgery. What kind of surgeries that they were getting ready to have, but when they came in here, you were able to help them when they didn't have the surgery?
Oh, knee surgeries, hip surgeries, back surgeries for discs or cervical spine surgeries, all the carpal tunnel surgeries.
All right, let's take a phone call for you. Doc, the way this phone thing's going to work, let them ask the question. Wait just a second before you answer because there's a little bit of delay. So let's go to Glenn from Eunice. State your question for Dr. Snow.
Dr. Snow, if you don't mind, please let us know what your I'm getting a lot of feedback here. I'm sorry. Can you please state your address and hours? Because I've got two family sufferers of migraines, and the problem we deal with is that they're relatively random. And if they're supposed to come in only when they're feeling the pain, that might be 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So how do we handle something like that?
Yes, my address is 4415 Lake Street. Phone number is 337-475-6334. They have to have a headache when they come here. It doesn't have to be big, and I don't know how you would handle that. What you could do is call the office, and they will send you the paperwork. You could have it filled out so you don't have to waste time doing that here, and I could just put you on the table and treat you. By the way, I went to 10th and 11th grade in Eunice before I moved to Iowa here, so I have some relatives in Eunice. A nice little city.
Okay. Well, good to talk with you.
All right, thanks for the call. The other thing is, though, the guy was, I think and tell me if I'm way off base on this, it sounded like he was also asking, what can I do, like, because it's kind of hard to get to you because of your hours on Monday through Friday. Somebody looking at night. Remember, I was joking with y'all about
I don't know what else.
And you don't have a 24-hour service. That's not how you said. You would love, but you can't.
I used to make house calls, but I got too busy to do that even. So I don't.
But why don't we do this? Let's tell the guy, and you did the right thing. Call up here or down here, depending on where you are. Call, talk to the people, and see if something could be worked out. And what I mean by that is just make the phone call.
That's it.
That way, talk to you and communicate with you about your hours and what you can do and what you can offer. You know, who knows if they fill out the paperwork, maybe they'll get a break during the day one day, and they can pick up the phone. Eunice is not an hour away.
A lot of people do that.
Well, they just pick up the phone call and say, "Hey, we already did a paperwork. We're coming. We hurt now."
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to be like everybody else.
Get them right in.
Yeah, you're going to try to accommodate them.
Absolutely.
And that's about the best you're going to be able to do because doctors have certain hours. I mean, you can't. You know,
we all do.
I know, but 24/7 is tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
And everybody can't do what you're doing.
I'm
by the way, no cut on anybody else. Just the fact everybody can't do what you're doing. All right, here's one more. Let's go to David from Lafayette. David?
Hi. My question is it's not pain related per se. It is a pain to me, but it's ringing in the ears. I have tinnitus and tinnitus. I've been having it for several years, and I just can't seem to find an answer for it. Is something you can help with?
I'm so sorry about that. I don't have a very good success rate with tinnitus. Depending on the cause of it, I'd be lying to you to tell you I'm very good at it. So no, probably not that one. If you had dizziness or vertigo or something like that, yes. But tinnitus, I'm not very good at. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, Doc, appreciate the honesty. Ringing in the ear. You know, I've had ringing in the ears before, but not anything consistent.
Well, if you
normally most of my ringing is if somebody mad at me because I said something about some elected official would needed to be said.
Well, there are so many different types. If you had a low buzzing hum in your ear, that's a kidney problem in my medicine.
Is it really?
It's a real high pitched. It's a liver problem. So there are just so many things that can cause it. You know, besides damage to the tympanic membrane or the ear itself.
Can anything be done about what that gentleman said that you know of?
There are people that can do it. It's just not my specialty.
Okay, what would you recommend he do? Let's just give him a recommendation.
Well,
you can't do it. Who would you recommend?
Might call Johnny A. Bear or Lori Scott in New Iberia or Lafayette. They can handle that kind of thing. I just can't. But we have some practitioners in this state that are pretty good. I'm not sure their specialties. We all have one, and that's not mine.
Well, but you're being honest. The guy can go try to find. That's why I was asking who else can he go
find. I know Oriental medicine treats it, but it's not my specialty. We have specialties just like any other medicine.
Well, as he said, he wasn't dealing with pain anyway, so it's not really a pain issue. All right, Dr. Snow, we'll do it again. I know Brett Guyman's supposed to step in a few minutes about the congressional race. We'll have Dr. Snow on. Remember, call his number. You can get answers to questions really quick. 337-475-6334. Call them. Somebody's waiting to talk to you now. Take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We'll be right back.
67 degrees, mostly sunny conditions. Your complete forecast is coming up. For KPEL News, I'm Brandon Como. We start with some new information this hour as the all clear has been given at SLCC following a gas leak. The Ardware building at South Louisiana Community College in Lafayette had to be evacuated this morning because of a propane leak. Construction workers working on the new building discovered the leak this morning. The Ardware building, which is located behind the new construction, was evacuated after the leak was discovered. The builder brought in another tank to siphon out the propane from the leaking tank. But again, the all clear has been given at SLCC following that gas leak, according to our news partners at KATC. President Obama is praising Greece for its handling of a severe debt crisis.
Greece continues to do the hard work necessary to recover. In order to make reforms sustainable, the Greek economy needs the space to return to growth and start creating jobs again.
In a news conference with Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras in Athens, the President Obama applauding reforms that have been implemented. He said a durable economic recovery in Greece is good for the world. Obama is on his last scheduled foreign trip as president. He'll also visit Germany and Peru. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Bossier, Caddo, and Concordia parishes have been declared primary natural disaster areas due to damage caused by storms and flooding. This means farmers and ranchers in those parishes can apply for aid. Commissioner of Administration Jay Darden will present the proposal for plugging a $315 million budget hole to lawmakers on Friday. The gap is left from the fiscal year that ended June 30th and could mean cuts across state agencies and higher ed. Those groups have already been asked to present what a 7 to 10% cut in the general fund would mean. The Louisiana Policy Institute conducted a report on the benefits of the school readiness tax credits. Emily Gunn has more on the tax on the.
Sitting here in Lake Charles for 17 and a half years, broadcasting. We are grateful. A lot of friends here, just some good folks over here. And we're here at Acupuncture Integrated Medical Systems. Of course, Dr. Donald Snow, if you got pain, you owe it to yourself to call. I've talked to a lot of people already this morning, people asking about their particular symptoms. I heard it tell most of the people they can help. I heard it tell somebody that's not something we do, so you're going to get honesty on the phone, and you get honesty when you come here. Here's the number if you want to call. If you got pain, 337-475-6334 is the number if you would like to give them a call. And, of course, you can always be part of the Moon Griffon Show. You heard Lou Dobbs on Paul Ryan. How many people believe that Paul Ryan's the answer to Speaker of the House? How many people believe that McConnell should stay as a senator, president of the Senate? There's not many people believe that. That's not what the vote that you just saw went. They've been compromises all the way through the process. $10 trillion in new debt. We haven't done anything about that. That blows my mind. I went over Angel and them's just Timmy Tebow and the general camp and them just they're going to try to run Clay Higgins' life. Scott can't win head up. He proved that with 29% of the vote. He can't win head up. The Senate race, I keep getting a kick out of this. They keep going back to thinking this is Vitter and Edwards. It's with John Kennedy versus the Bananas Foster. It's not even close, folks. Don't buy into the media. Don't buy into what they're telling you. Okay. Number two is if people that voted for Trump go vote, Bananas is just ripped up. But if they don't go vote, because that is a December 12th election, and the biggest thing Kennedy has to do is to get people to go vote, because you can get, you get, as my friend used to say, get cocky, you get sloppy. And if you get cocky and believe you won an election, you didn't win it. I can say that. I'm just a talk show host. I'm not running for office. But if you take a look at what has to be done on December 10th, the people that are going to vote are chronic voters. Most of them are conservative. Most of them are Republicans or independents. They are the chronic voters. They're going to vote for somebody or against somebody. That's just, they go and vote December the 10th, which is a Saturday. There will be an early voting process a week or so before, just like it's always been. Just don't judge the numbers on that, because I think a lot of people are going to vote early. The percentage of people are going to vote early, I think, is going to be bigger than the percentage that's going to show up on election day. By the way, I also want to mention my good friends at beststopandscott.com. Y'all hear me brag about them all the time. Boudin Hall Crackers, I think, 15 years or 15 years now, voted the best in Acadiana. I've been eating Best Stop for a long time. Actually, I made the worst mistake I could make. I moved down the road right by Best Stop. I'm like a mile or two. I got to pass it every day. And it's almost impossible to go by Best Stop and not stop. So if you want to order something for Thanksgiving, man, do it now. BestStopInScott.com. Go check out everything they have. I know they're selling a lot of turduckens right now, a lot of boudin and specialty meats. They got all that at Best Stop. You don't want to miss the opportunity to have a Cajun Christmas. So make sure you check out BestStopInScott.com and let them ship what you need. And have a different type Thanksgiving this year and for Christmas. These people know what they do. I know Damon and the owners, good people, good business owners, and I can promise you, you're going to be glad you got in touch with my good friends at Best Stop, because the food is great and those people do such a wonderful job. 844-766-6607. Dixon has a hotline. Also, the UN's tripping out because they're saying that Donald Trump cannot get rid of the climate change agreement. And Trump rightfully called climate change or global warming as a hoax, total hoax put on by politicians who want to stop the oil and gas industry, stop the growth of our country and our world. I mean, it is a hoax. Donald Trump called it a hoax. It is a hoax. There's nothing to it. There never will be anything to that. And they're saying that we can't get out of what we're already in, which is a bunch of bull. And that's why you don't put leftists in charge of anything in this country. The UN has never favored the United States of America. The UN goes against America more than anybody I've ever seen. And it's kind of amazing to continue to watch as they try to ram this thing down our throat. There's nothing true about man-made global warming. They can't prove it. All that stuff's a bunch of bunk. But yet, the president signs this deal, and the UN saying that, oh, you can't do nothing about it. That's not true. That's not true. We can get out of all those agreements, especially if it hadn't run through Congress. Some of these agreements are just the president signing off to them. That's got to go through the Senate or Congress, some kind of way to be ratified. If it hadn't been ratified, you can get out of it tomorrow. And Trump needs to get out of the hoax. You know, you got Bananas Foster going out there telling people in our state that man-made global warming is real. It's not real. It's never been real. They can't prove any of that stuff. You know, they can't. They told us a while back we were going to freeze over. Then they said we were going to warm over. Now they don't know what they're going to say. Why'd they change the name from global warming to climate change? So anyway, the UN, which I don't know about y'all, I know Obama and Hillary and all of them been big believers in the United Nations. I personally think we ought to get out of that. We don't have there's no point for us to be in the UN, and there's no point for us signing agreements like that. But what he signed was an agreement. Our Congress or Senate never ratified any of that stuff. It ain't worth the paper it's written on, okay? And there's no such thing. It's not happening. It's not happening anywhere. They're telling us that we're going to stop hurricanes and we're going to stop these storms and we'll stop floods. That stuff's been going on since day one, okay? And, Bananas Foster's out there telling people, well, it ain't raining 500, they had flooding 500 years. It's been 500 years since they had flooding like that in Central and Denham Springs and Youngsville. Well, 500 years ago, nobody was living there. 500 years ago, there was no homes there. 500 years ago, we weren't building drainage systems. It's man-made in the fact that we hadn't done what was right with the Mississippi River, the diversion. We make a plan to send water a certain way, and it backs up on us. We build a wall on the interstate, and it kicks back. That's man-made. It's nothing to do with man-made global warming, which is the biggest hoax. I kind of get a kick out of watching this, but the problem is, as we bid into all this other stuff, we buy into the fact that this global warming hoax is real. And it's not. It's a hoax. And I hope the president stifles that stuff because it needs to be stifled in a big-time way. I just when I saw when the UN did that, I just kind of laughed at it. I said, wow, here we go. Here we go again. Another thing, Trump, Jeff Landry's been fighting these sanctuary cities. The Godfather in Chicago basically said what the president and everybody else has been saying, we're going to break the law. We're going to have, he said, we're going to always have sanctuary cities. So basically what he's saying, he's going to always protect people who don't belong here. Even though it's against the law, they're going to protect the people who don't belong here. Well, just think, if you come here, first thing I do is find me a sanctuary city because they're not going to do anything to you, no matter what you do. And so he sits there and tells us that he's going to break the law in Chicago. And he's kind of pushing in the face. Of course, he's saying that because now he has a president of the United States that may do something about all this lawlessness that's going on, which is his job. So it's going to be really unique to see if he goes against what the president said. Now, look, I went to Chicago this past summer, and it's a neat place to go to. It was a lot of fun. But the politics there probably is worse than anywhere they are in the country right now. And for them to sit there and say this sanctuary city, Mitch Landrieu is doing the same thing. We're going to protect people who don't deserve protection. I want y'all to think about that. We're going to protect people who need not be protected. They're not protected by the Constitution. But so you got a mayor already saying that he's going to fight that. He's going to push that back. And he's the one in Chicago. So he believes that breaking the law is okay. So we'll see what the president does when he gets in the House, gets in the White House, and see what he's going to stay with, what he's not. The Paul Ryan thing bothers me. I'm glad Lou Dobbs calls him out. I wish he would call McConnell out as the same way. If they're getting ready to vote for a new Speaker of the House, why don't they wait for the new people to get in, Republican and Democrats? Let them all get in, put up the Speaker of the House and vote. Because it seems to me the new incoming House and Senate ought to be voting on a new Speaker of the House, not the same ones that are there. They're going to elect somebody for 2 years, and some of those people are not going to be there. That sounds like a dumb vote. Why don't you do? They do this in Baton Rouge. Once the new elected people are in, they make that decision. And so they were saying they were having a vote. I need to go check out Lou Dobbs. I think it's important that you go listen to it. I got it. Brandon, what I would get you to do, if you don't mind, I'll just tell you over there. Let's send that to Jennifer on my Facebook and just tell her that we want to get that posted, the Lou Dobbs on Paul Ryan. I just think it'd be good for everybody that gets a chance to see it. It's going to be pretty neat. All right, let's take a break. 844-766-6607, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show.